Hey there, traders. Sasha Evdokov here, and welcome to TRADERSFLY TV, where we discuss the latest stock trading ideas and investment concepts. It's October 5th, 2013, and today we had a question from one of the members. We're going to discuss US Airways, LCC. So, taking a look at this stock, looking at it on the daily chart. Check it, the daily and the weekly. You can see the stock recently is breaking out, had a double top over here, and it's moving to the upside past the $20 region. Now, the one little concern that I had was this down bar over here at 78.6 million shares. So bearish to the downside with 78.6 million shares. And right here now, it's moving past that and moving to the upside, but it's not on anything amazing or extreme volume. Now, if we zoom in on the 30-minute chart, you can see right here, that the stock, and get rid of that 78.6 million, you can see that most of the higher bars have been to the upside. They're green. See, pretty simple to tell. So most of the upside uptrending stuff is going to the upside, is heading to the upside. So it's on heavier volume. So that's a good sign. Unfortunately, if we look on that daily, we still have this huge volume that's pushing it to the downside. So we're going to see what happens, but I think it took it over. So right now, I don't know where you entered the stock. I don't know if you entered it at $20, $21, or at $20, $20.10, $20.15. Wherever you entered it, then you have to make a decision of what your stop is, where you're going to get out, where you're going to take profits, if you're going to let it run. So let's just say you want it to run for 50 cents, and for every 50 cents it runs, you take a quarter off. So right now you should be out of a quarter of your position if that was your strategy. Now, if you're holding it for a little bit for $1 longer, then you're going to have to wait. But right here, you might want to set your stop to, something like $19.50 if you just got in it at that $20 region. So right now the stock is looking and appearing like it's heading higher for the time being. Now the question is where can it go? Nobody really knows. Just stick your hand in your pocket, take a quarter out, flip it, and see how high it can go. Some of you will be right. It'll be going to the upside. Some of you will be wrong. It might be going to the downside. You don't know. But what you do know is that that it's breaking that $20 region right here. Looking at the weekly, you can see it. You can see it's moving higher. Now over here, here's some of the resistance points and support points. It's making highs here for the last couple of years. The airline stocks were doing horribly in 2007, 2008, 2009. But right now it's making its highs for the week. It's doing really well for that year. And can it go higher? Yeah, of course. How far? Nobody knows. But what you can do is stick to your rules, stick to your stops, and stick to your trading strategy. So right now, if you got in it, let's just say right now at the $20 mark, then, raise your stop at that $19.50 level. Give it a little wiggle room. It's called confluence. Give it some wiggle room. Now, as it goes up, let's say to $21, then you peel some off. Okay, if you got in it, let's say over here in March, then obviously you have a lot more wiggle room. Then you should be out of your position a lot further. Okay, so if you got in over here in February, March, April time, and the stock was breaking out as well, making support and resistance, you can see the pattern evolving. I mean, it's almost like a stair-step pattern that's been happening right there. 1, then 2, then 3. Okay, so it's moving to the upside. So what it's doing, it's having good action. It's moving well. Where can it go? Nobody knows. So what you have to do is stick to your trading rules, stick to your trading stops, and if you're just getting into it now, then you want to set this mark at that 1950-ish level, 1975-ish, as your primary trigger stop to get out as a safety net. Okay, so that's my thoughts on US Airways. I don't know too much what's going on with the company. I haven't read its fundamentals or anything like that. I'm watching the chart at the moment and seeing what the chart tells me, where the action's going, because remember, volume tells you a lot. It doesn't tell you everything, but it tells you quite a bit. It tells you almost like the voting rights for a company. Who's voting up, who's voting down, and the more votes you got to one direction than the other, the better off you are. The difference between this and voting for your president is in here there's no time expiration. So there's people in here that have votes and held their votes for years. There's people that had their votes long ago and are trying to get their president back, so that's what's happening. So for some people, they've been holding it on for years, from 2007, 2008. For others, they're getting it in right now. I don't know where you're at. I don't know where you bought it. If you're just getting in it right now, then I'd say keep that 1970-ish level as your stop. All right, that's it. Enjoy. Have a great weekend and make it a good one.